Hi, ho everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 75.
Because 72 it was Comedy Central, and then I remember on 73, which was 2 weeks ago, I was like, we're past the point of no return. I don't know.
So anyway, we're talking about crypto / NFT. Rob is in on this crazy, the new wave.
I could be sitting on $10,000 and not know it.
Yeah,
he's great clickbait right there.
And
that's
it's not,
clickbait.
and it's not GME.
It's not.
He's mooning elsewhere. We talk about how we wipe our butts in the shower. We also discuss the brand new Pokemon Direct, the unveiling that they had of the new games, our thoughts. I feel like there's another big one we talked about. Question and answers.
Yeah, Patreon questions. We go all over the place there. That's kind of where it was.
Yeah, what do you guys actually listen to these intro things? It's great, life-changing, probably the best episode we recorded today. So watch it. Yeah, roll the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Fruit, and I've got with me two randoms. Pick them off the side of the road.
Oh, that's like a billing upgrade.
Yeah, I say,
not true. You offered your seat next to me in 5th grade, and I was gonna say, sure, I'll sit next to you.
It's just how the dream team was formed. I'm like, hey, you're in proximity, and you're in proximity, and you guys are humans. You guys want to join me? Like, I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Rob's was, hey, you want to be friends? It was like a movie. Mine was, hey, you're funnier than all the other people I've played Nightfalls with. You're in.
Hey, but then that opened a can of worms, and I was like, you know what?
If you went back, Blue, and someone like came to you and was like, "This is the most important nightfall of your life," like,
I still remember. I think we talked about it, but I remember the strike. Do you?
I remember it. So I remember it because as I got to know you more, I realized how rare you acting that way was. Like, okay, so for those that don't know this, if Fruit likes you, that dude's gonna bust your nuts. If he likes you, he is absolutely gonna just roast your ass. He doesn't do that for anyone. So if he's roasting you, that dude likes you.
How he knows you're like comfortable. That's how.
Yeah.
That's like if Mr. Fruit is on the level where he feels like he can say like, "What are those?
You know what are those?"
Then, like, your friends.
Like I remember when I first met Sonic, I roasted the crap out of him because I think we were playing PvP or something. Blue wasn't gonna play or something. He's like, "I got somebody you can play with, though, Sonic." And he's like, "I'm getting a call from Bangladesh. Hold on, guys. This is my guy. He's just I need the phone number."
Oh, docs, yo.
I don't know if you can, but it's like 88. It's like not even a normal phone number. Is that what the Bangladesh do?
I got a rule, man. If I see a number and it is not saved, you got my voicemail. You know what I mean?
Only problem is I'm waiting to hear from UPS, which is a whole other story.
Yeah.
No, I lost my. If I even had it.
Yeah, you Sonic from.
Sonic
from Bangladesh.
Yeah, he's like, so like I think it was Trials or something, and so Blue's like, he's like a fragger in PvP or whatever. And so, so Sonic joined, and hey, puppies, what are you doing, puppy? I joined. I'm like, oh sweet, like I'm getting carried. Like, you're here to carry me, right? He's like, oh yeah, like joking how Sonic. Yeah, I didn't realize he was joking. And we start playing. And I'm like, and I'm just roasting. I'm like, I thought you're supposed to get. He's like goosing. We go through like a whole trials match. He's got like a kill. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I thought you were supposed to come here and carry me. And I remember I just roasted him so much. But that was just because he was a funny dude. I liked him.
Yeah, Sammy's awesome.
But that's when I realized he does not do PvP.
Maybe not asking Sammy is the play.
I don't know why I thought. I just remember because I think I was playing with Rec Nation or some shit, like way back in the day. Like a Rec Nation.
He must be good if he's in Rec Nation.
Yeah, Rec Nation 1.0, and I was just like, well, Sammy was like top of the leaderboards, and I was like, oh, this guy's nuts.
Gotta be fragile.
And then I quickly realized quick play is not the same as trials.
But funny nonetheless. So anyway, in today's episode, we have a couple things we want to talk about. Rob is into this bizarre
okay. I'm just gonna,
thing.
Yeah. So,
right, hit us with it.
I have hit this rabbit hole. Okay, so of like this crypto like NFT stuff. Now I have been like reading on it and I still don't fully understand what it is. So like an NFT stands for like a non-fungible token or something like that. Fungible. It's something like that. It's one of the two. I'm sure if you looked it up, you'd be like, "That's fungible, Rob." Like you'd be easily. Because I get confused. It's either like fungible or I don't know.
I want to say fungible, but it says of goods contracted for without an individual specimen being specified or able to replace or be replaced by another identical item mutually interchangeable.
Yeah, so basically these things are how I got into this is there's this thing called NBA Top Shot. And it's like this digital cards meets crypto meets like NBA replays. Okay. And they had a threesome and they all had a baby. Okay.
That's hot.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So they have this baby. And so like every card is like has its own serial number and like has like a quantity that like it can only go past a certain number.
Oh,
and, like,
is this the clips thing?
Yeah, like every card is like its own like thing, and like you own that replay. You know, you own it, quote unquote, because it's a NFT. Now it's built with this crypto block. This is where it gets kind of like crazy for me. It's built with like this crypto blockchain, and you know anything crypto nowadays go to the moon. You know, like I don't fucking know, and so. They basically have partnered with the NBA to make these cards. Now, about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember how long ago it was, they did like a pack drop. So they dropped like a pack and there was like a queue that popped up. There's 210,000 people in the line for this pack. And 11,000 packs were available and I got one. I was freaking out, bro. Yeah, it was sweet. I literally recorded the process because I was like, I need to record this. Like, because I was like, all right, queue's gonna pop up. I can't wait to see 147,215. You know, queue pops up 7,600, and then all of a sudden, like, you know that math meme where all those like shapes are coming out of the person's head and stuff. That's what it was like for me. I was like, that's less than 10,000. No, so that means when my time comes up, there's gonna be 4,000 left. That means I'm gonna be able to. So, and then like it was one of those things, dude, where it's like something's gonna happen where like I'm not gonna get this pack. Like the processing thing is gonna mess up, and guess what? I get to my part of the line. It moves pretty fast, dude. Like it was actually moving. And this, mind you, this pack I got cost $99. Okay, so I check out, and I finally get through because like it's like get your pack, like you're able to get it. So like I'm like all right. So I click get pack, and then it's like loading circle, loading circle, right. Loading circle. I'm like, oh, here it goes, and then. I keep opening it in other windows. Hopefully it's going to work. And then I literally am about to close out the window, bro. And all of a sudden it changes to like, put in your credit card info. And I was like, no way. I got it. So I put in my credit card info. I get the pack. So now I have this $99 like NBA shots like pack that has 5 common cards and 1 rare card. So some of the rare cards right now, and like they are actually selling, like they sell. Like you could get a Steph Curry 3-pointers, just Steph Curry hitting a 3. Okay.
Right.
$8,700 is the lowest ask. Is the lowest, and they sell, bro. They sell. It's
but why?
So like
I don't get it.
I've had people offer me $3,000 for the pack I got.
Like I could just YouTube crazy. Steph Curry hitting a 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so like, but it's like the new digital card, like, and it's like built through blockchain. So it's like you only 499 of that Steph Curry hitting that 3 will ever be printed or like made. So like it's like
but don't an infinite amount of them exist on YouTube.
Yeah, so that's where I lose it. That's where I don't have the kind of but that's where I kind of lose that argument. But I'm sure there is an argument to the person that really truly does like Top Shot or sees what crypto blockchaining NFTs have behind them.
I'm just too smooth brain.
Yeah, so this pack I have, I'm gonna open it Sunday with Dado and some like Top Shot guy. His name is like Steve. He's a really nice guy. He's like super into Top Shot, and he's gonna like explain it all. And it's gonna be probably the most nervous I've ever been. Like I can either get like, I'm getting profit off the $99. So like the lowest like rare card you can get is like $900, which is like a Dylan Brooks layup. And then like the highest is like a Steph Curry 3 or like a Zion Williams dunk. And so I think I like broke it down. There's like 12 cards that go for $3,000 and above. There's 8 cards that go for $4,000 and above. And then like 8 cards that go for $4,000, 4 cards that go for $5,000 and above, and then 2 cards that go for $6,000 and above.
The concept sounds like intoxicating in that, yo, I could get a clip, like this is my clip. Yo, holy shit, that's a good ass clip. And you're trading clips. But like YouTube though.
True, yeah, truly I don't get where I get that it's like a digital trading card. But like I'm with you, Blue, in the sense that like you can go to YouTube to get the replays, but then I think the counter argument to that is like, but it's an actual item of the replay that you don't physically own it, but you own it digitally.
But you have,
which is like the new wave, unfortunately. I think in 10 years you won't see like physical cards anymore or something like that. I think digital cards is the wave.
So is this like an official?
Yeah, it's partnered through the NBA. Like this, like NBA gets a partnership. Okay. Yeah, and the NBA gets like I think a cut of every transaction made on that site.
Okay, I was gonna say if it wasn't NBA, I would be like, what are you people doing?
Yeah,
like it's not even NBA
partnered
official.
Through the NBA. Like the NBA like retweets this stuff. Like NBA players are getting in on it. I told Derek, I was like, Derek, I messaged, I was like, you need to get in on NBA Top Shots right now. So they don't have any Derek White moments yet though, which is sad.
But just it's hard to wrap my head around.
Like a LeBron card of like it's like him dunking in the finals in the bubble last year. Sold for like $206,000, I think. And then there's like little things, and like I kind of understand this market too, because like I like CS:GO skins, and there's like a CS:GO market skin.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Blue with the TF2 hats kind of thing.
But see, the argument there though is like I can't just boot up TF2 though and wear this hat without actually having that item. But in this case, it's a replay that like that. Like
you could just go to YouTube and watch.
I could still see it. It's not like like a replay.
So the way I see it is, I didn't understand it until Rob said that it's partnered with the NBA. Because at this point, I get it. It's actually an official card, quote unquote card game. The way I see it is when I was a kid, it's the same deal as like Neopets. The fuck do you do with Neopets? You don't do shit with Neopets. But you look at that JPEG and you're like, damn, that's mine.
My croc.
That's my croc. And I remember there's this trading card game on Cartoon Network way back in the day.
Oh, dude, I'm with you. That one was sick.
And I played the ever-loving shit out of it. I wanted a Blue Eyes White Dragon so bad as a kid. Now the kicker is, it's literally just an image. It is. I could Google and I could get that image on Google search back in the day, right? But the fact that it's in a marketplace, the fact that you like when people drop by your page and you put the cards you have that you own, the fact that they drop by your page and they see that Blue Eyes White Dragon front and center, that gave it meaning.
But so the way I see it though is like, but that's a thing you can use in a game. Like the weapon skin in CS:GO, that's a skin you can use and wouldn't be able to if you didn't have it. That card in that trading card game, yeah, you could look up the image, but you wouldn't then be able to have it and use it.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I played the shit out of the game. There was literally no card game to it. There's no game to it. It was literally just a collectible card game. In that you collect the cards and that's it. There was no game to it. You literally, like, your homepage, the most you could do with that Cartoon Network card game is your homepage. You could put your cards on your homepage and people would see the cards you have.
Yeah.
And I loved that shit.
Yeah,
so this is kind of the same thing from what I understand. I think it's a little like people will stand NBA shit till the end of time. So I get where it's coming from. Would I do it? No. Do I understand the concept? Yes, humans are so into collecting shit for collecting shit. And I didn't get it at first, but now I do because, you know, owning something and knowing that you own it and it's an NBA is like, yeah, you own that. Feels good.
I think like it almost compares to like saying you can go on YouTube and watch that replay. It's almost saying like, yeah, you can go on like Pokemon.com and print out a little Charizard and put that on a thing. Like, sure, you have the Charizard print, but it's not like,
but it's not a Pokemon
an official print. Like Pokemon print. I think that's kind of what they also kind of how they skew it and kind of like sell that kind of.
I mean, that's idea. How I would sell it if I were them. Like,
I mean, if I looked into it more and maybe like saw one myself or something, I might. It's just so abstract of just owning this.
I wouldn't be in this if I had not gotten that pack. Like now that I have this pack and am sitting on potentially, dude, $10,000 of.
I guess that's part of it. Really... It's just the part that is just so shocking, I think, is the fact that it's this new thing. I don't understand it. And there's a clip of LeBron dunking, which is like, you get that anywhere, and someone paid almost $250,000 for that. I think that's the part where it's like,
well, and then this is where I saw this morning, and I was like, okay, this is probably here to stay. So it says NFT market sales. I don't know who this Darren Rovell guy is. Business of sports betting. Great guy. He has 2 million followers. He's verified. In 2009, the NFT market token sales were 62 million. In 2020, they were 250 million. Top Shot in the last 30 days was $247 million.
Pretty good.
So it is, you know, I think the NBA sees this and is like, dude, this is just generating revenue.
We need money, baby. This is money, baby.
We need to keep this going. And then there is an economy to it. There's like this whole kind of.
Well, the best part too is there's no overhead. You're not printing something physical. You don't have to worry about. You don't need somewhere to store these kind of things. You don't need a warehouse. You don't need to worry about shipping. You don't need about manifesting actual product.
Digital products are the way.
Like a restock. You don't know if like, is my card going to hold its value because they're going to restock. You know that there's only going to be 500 of this card and you own number 10, you know? And then
there's
I definitely
another
get
that part, like the limited quantity.
Yeah, so like when you buy a card too, like say you get Ja Morant. No, I'm going to pick a player. I actually know the number. You get, I think Derek White's 10. You get Derek White. I could be wrong. Derek White. And you get like serial number 10 and his jersey number is 10. That is like more sought after, you know, like, so you can, those sell for like $30,000-$40,000, like easily. And and
I
they
love
sell.
NBA,
like
dude.
that's
I
crazy
love these things, dude.
You know, when you get like a shot, when you like get a holographic Charizard, first edition, you know, or something like that. And then it's like, whoa, PSA 10 actually sells. Well, it sells for $25,000. It's like, okay, well, you got to get that PSA 10, and then, you know, you got to get all of that stuff and say it's a 9. Well, now it just decreased $600. In these, they always will hold whatever kind of, like, they can't get scuffed, you know. So it's just a really weird market.
It's just one of those things where I guess I can understand the concept, but it's still just, I feel like a boomer. Who's like
I saw a piece of
what?
Like a video, like there was like a little block video, and it was like of a fat Donald Trump with like a bunch of shit written on it, and people were just walking by it, and it was like a piece of like a video art, and it had sold for like $6.6 million or something like that. And all it is a NFT, you know, like I saw the piece of art like on on Twitter, but like I don't own it. You know, I could repost it and stuff like that, but like it's not OC. You know what I mean?
I guess the biggest thing I just struggle with is, and I think it's also just a personal thing, but for me, everything has more value when it's something physical I can touch or hold. So I think that's just where I struggle. Like, same with the painting. If you own it digitally, yeah, you own it digitally, but like if I had the painting, like it's there. I just have a problem that grasping that idea of these digital goods, which I mean, I have plenty of them. Like all my video games, practically at this point, are all digital
your league
goods.
Skins
Essentially,
no, they're not. You can't sell your league skins though. Like,
no.
Or you can't sell your games though. You know what I mean?
I mean, I could sell my account if I wanted to, but
I guess
I wouldn't. I'd probably make a good amount though. But anyway, yeah,
it's just.
I think it just.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know enough.
There's a whole other level though. If you guys go to the content creator chat, that I posted a thing called CryptoPunks. This one is the one that is just over my head. This is the one I don't get at all. Dado was showing me this. So it's like these little 8-bit avatars, okay? They're little 8-bit avatars. Nothing crazy about them. Nothing anything about them.
Uh-huh.
You see them? Okay, that one you're looking at, number one, sold for like $2 million, like I think 3 days ago. Those things sell for like $40,000 every day.
See, because again, this very thing, like I looked it up, larvalabs.com/CryptoPunks. The first thing it's highlighted is blockchain. It says CryptoPunks. 10,000 unique collectible characters with proof of ownership stored on the Ethereum blockchain. So obviously I don't understand what this blockchain is, but there seems to be significant value behind it being on this
that's where I lose it. I just keep saying blockchain. I don't know what that means. That's just what I always see.
So yeah, the first NFT and inspiration for the Ethereum blah 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 that powers most digital art and collectibles.
So it's like, so those little things you see are like the first NFT, like NFTs ever made, like on the blockchain.
Yeah, so
like
they have stats for this, these CryptoPunks. So overall, they have 10,000 unique, I suppose. They've sold 6,655 in the last 12 months. The average sell was $17,322.
That crazy? And they're 8-bit. It's 8-bit little avatars.
Total sales so far is 115 million.
Yep.
And it's just
I listened to the idea behind this. Some guy was talking about it because I looked it up. This was the rabbit hole I got into. So apparently, how Bitcoin has, I think it's like 20 million in circulation. The idea is that those are going to hold more value than a Bitcoin will in the future because it's built on the Ethereum blockchain and there's less of them. And there'll never be more than 10,000. So the idea is that those little avatars are going to be worth more than what a Bitcoin is worth at the moment. And like that will be like the Mona Lisas of NFT art in the future because those were the first created on the said blockchain.
Look at this beautiful art, Jimmy. Because like the crazy thing too is I'm looking through these avatars. They literally just had a random generator. That just pretty much made 10,000 faces. Like because some of these, the differences are like
the
same
hair,
face,
one
but
has
his
a cigarette.
Yeah, this guy's a cigarette. His hat is a different color. He has a mole. And we're talking like a pixel difference. This is just bizarre.
Yeah, and see that's where the one that I don't understand the value of those whatsoever.
Because then the thing too is like, at least with Bitcoin, I understand that it's more traditional sense of money, and that let's say you have one Bitcoin. It has X amount of value, whatever it's valued at right now, like 40 whatever thousand, 50 whatever thousand. And then in the future, if I want to make a transaction, I can give you like 0.05 of this Bitcoin for this amount of money. But like you said currency, I don't think it'll be like currency, but that's what the confusing part too is like you can't sell like some of it. Yeah, you have to
It's like I took my Bitcoin and I bought a avatar with it that I think will be worth $350,000 in 5 years when Bitcoin is only worth 120. Like,
because like, where do you even receive it? How do you get it? Because like right now, I could make all these in Paint.
that's what.
So I just don't understand.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's just my lack of knowledge for like not
sure. Like you own it on the internet,
it.
but you don't own it on the Ethereum blockchain. Is what I'm getting.
Apparently, it's very important. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was the one I thought I would like really blow your guys' minds was because the NBA Shot one is kind of easy to grasp in the sense. Well, that's why I wanted to show you the varying differences in NFTs.
Well, like Blue said, that one also makes sense. Like it's backed by the NBA. Like there's some credibility to it, all that kind of stuff. But that one, it's a couple pixels for this mundane looking avatar that was sold for however much. Like what in the world?
That you could make in.
Easily.
It's like a Stardew Valley character, you know, like it
Stardew
really
Valley,
is.
I think, has more pixels. So, yeah, I don't. That's hopefully someone in the comment section or something can like.
If you have any expertise in this or I would love to know your insights and what you see in these things and the kind of value that they have. Because I'm only in the NBA Top Shot ones because like I got a pack and I got lucky. Because I don't think I would ever buy a digital trading card for $1,000. I know, but then again, I would buy a CS:GO skin for $1,400. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's value in it, I guess.
There's probably a better way to make a metaphor of it that would be more understandable for like different people. You know, like think about it like this, and it'd be easier, kind of like that. Like, well, think about it as CS:GO skins.
And that's how I kind of try and break it down in my head, but it's not the same as a CS:GO skin because, like, I don't know. Can people who buy these 8-bit things have a showroom? You know, an Ethereum showroom?
Like, like where do you even
show that you have that?
Yeah. And how do people even know to go there if they?
Whoa, he has Punk number 67,000 or 6,700. Like, whoa, like.
I don't know. I should probably get in on it, though, because apparently there's money in it. You know what? I'm announcing the brand new 10,000. No, we're making it more limited. 1,000 freaking
Mr. Fruit, YouTube, and NFTs. Oh, no, you can make a YouTube video and put it as an NFT so they can own a Mr. Fruit video.
Oh, so, shit.
Take your 3,000 video catalog. Okay, take your 3,000 video catalog or whatever it is. What is it?
Yeah, there's
a lot more than 3,000.
Well, somewhere maybe close to 4,000 now. I don't know.
So let's say 4,000. You take 4,000. You put all those videos on the Ethereum blockchain. Rob's Hawkmoon deletion, all that kind of stuff.
Everyone's
you can own a Mr. Fruit video, bro, on the Ethereum blockchain. The first YouTube video on the NFT.
We're doing it.
The Fruit NFT. Yeah, there's going to be a couple like the top tier ones like Fruit's Hawkmoon.
Easy.
That's a banger.
The blue headshot ritual.
That's good.
Yeah, from Tree of Knowledge. Tree
of Knowledge. That'll be a hot one.
That'll be up there. Rob Third Racer. Like you're still the best third racer. That might be the most hot commodity.
Easily.
That would be a hot
one. And then probably like my first video ever, the worst one, that loadout video. Stonks.
Serial number
the first one, yeah.
The No Land Beyond 60 seconds.
Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Fruit video.
This started it all. All right, let's do it, baby. Woo!
Look into. I wonder if you could do that or something.
Well, here's the thing too: is like, who cares about aside from my community? Who would be like?
It would just be like, dude, these are the first YouTube highlights from this YouTube guy who saw it before everybody else.
I don't even know how.
Well, you say that, dude, but what the fuck is so special about those 8-bit things that cost $40,000? You know what I mean?
True. Well, see, I don't know. I'll look into it.
That's
so our
strange.
Next project. We're in the NFT, bruh.
It is so strange. That's why I was just like in this rabbit hole last night, just like reading and stuff. And then this morning, while me and Dad were trying to get Supreme stuff, I was just reading all this stuff, and he was showing me crypto punks, and we were just like, I just don't understand that one. NBA Top Shots and all that, I kind of understand. So if you are interested in watching me open the pack, Sunday at 4:00 Eastern. So it'll be like maybe an hour after this podcast is out.
You better hurry.
So yeah. So if
But
you're
they watch
listening to
the
this
VOD.
and and I'll probably have a YouTube video of it and all that kind of stuff.
YouTube.com/I love MLG1.
Dude, I'll tell you this. If I open up a pack that's worth over $8,000, I will shit a brick. But then again, it's like, I don't know at that point how I get that out or the steps with that, or if I just put it back in and get a LeBron card, you know?
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
After the year we've all been through, saving money should be at the top of everybody's resolution list. So if you're still paying insane amount of money for wireless, what are you doing? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans just starting at $15 a month. For me, that's around a $50 savings. For the people looking for extra savings this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes significant savings onto you. Why not just try and start saving some money right now? To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/GG. That's mintmobile.com/GG. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/GG. Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring this podcast.
Just reinvest.
Yeah, just like, you know, just like trade all the cards that I got for a cool LeBron dunk or something.
That's beyond me.
You know, it's weird. Like in 10 years, are they going to be like, dude, you have a Series 2? Or is in 2 years is going to be like, remember that NBA Top Shot shit? That shit was stupid.
See, that sounds dumb, but like if Pokemon came out right now, it was like,
oh, dude,
there are like 900, one of each Pokemon, and you could own. I'd be all about that. I'd be like,
if Pokemon was like
I
on
own
the
Grimer. It's like, dude, but I don't care, dude. It's mine, you know. So
like there were 500 Grimers made, and
yeah, and you would want whatever number in the Pokedex he is. So like 67.
See, all right.
Yeah, so you get the one that's 67, and it's Grimer. You're like that, boom, and maybe crazy, just like one of them or two of them are shiny. Boom.
That's
how much those would go for. Stonks.
See, if Pokemon got into the Ethereum blockchain game, oh my, would you get in it? Like, you'd have to, right?
I would try, yeah. Come on now. Come on.
But
yeah, I guess I'll have to look more into this.
Yeah, so I'm opening my pack this weekend, hoping in for $10,000. But I'm like cool with anything, dude. I only spent $100, you know.
At least you didn't buy an 8-bit avatar for like a couple million or whatever.
My God. Dude, and if you look at it, says that Avatar in 2017 sold for like $30. That one that sold for like $2 million. If you click it, it's like, oh yeah, in 2017 sold for like $32.29.
Oh, that reminds me of this. There was this thread, like things that aged poorly or whatever, and it was like an old StarCraft tournament, like 2011 or whatever, and it wasn't like an official one. And so it was like the top place prizes or whatever. It was like first place, like $2,000, second place $1,000, third to fourth like $50, and then fifth to eighth was like 5 Bitcoin. Because back in the day it was like nothing, and then you gotta think like if they held on to that, yeah, they're like,
oh my Lord.
Imagine you're the one that won that tournament. You're looking back like, oh my, why did I win?
We should have threw.
Yeah, it's crazy though.
You can find those examples everywhere, like in CSGO with like those sticker capsules that go for like $4,000 nowadays. At one point in 2014, you could buy those for 25 cents. It's like if you just held on to the, it's and that's why I thought like with my pack, I was like, what if I just hold on to this thing like forever? But then again, I literally stare at it every day, like I want to open it so bad.
Yeah, I don't think I would have that kind of restraint.
But like if I gave you a base set first edition Pokemon little pack,
I don't
think you could.
I don't think I could. I'd be like, I have to know. Although it's kind of like it's kind of the idea of like with your pack too. Imagine you're opening, you get the worst possible rare.
Yeah.
But if you hold on to it, no one knows. So
exactly. So you
could
could
eventually.
you get the average of whatever the top cards are possibly, and then you sell like whatever the 5th lowest is.
Although,
like,
wouldn't you run into a problem? Like, let's say you held on to it,
and then everybody else opens their cards.
Yeah, so you know the last one is like.
That's kind of why I want to open it, because I've kind of thought about that too, and I've had people tell me that is kind of a problem. And then somebody said like sealed packs only retain more value in a physical form because those cards in there aren't damaged, aren't scratched, and you don't really have that in a digital form.
That's interesting. But speaking of Pokemon NFT, we didn't get to cover it last week. The Pokemon Direct happened.
Happy for you guys.
And so we obviously have some stuff to talk about. 2 things were shown. The Pokemon, was it like Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond or something?
Well, Snap looked good. Let's say.
Well, they showed Snap, but we already knew that. But
but it looked good.
There's here's some more stuff. But then they announced the 4th gen remakes, Sinnoh, which were Pearl and Diamond. Excuse me. And then they revealed, which, by the way, is the first core Pokemon game not being made by Game Freak. And then Game Freak announced what they've been working on, or well, I was going to make a joke, but Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is a open world action RPG, as they're calling it.
Dude, I did not expect it at all.
No, it's set in Sinnoh in like the feudal era, like literally. You're one of the, I guess, like some of the first people to show up to Sinnoh, or however that works. You have your little village, and then big open worlds. Like a lot of the shots, they're very reminiscent. It looks like Breath of the Wild, essentially.
Okay,
which
easy.
Blue and I have literally said. Well, no. I'm saying like it's a Nintendo game. The idea, the world, like some of the shots, and it looks Breath of the Wild, and that like it's on the Switch, open world, yes. Plains, that kind of deal. And it shows
doesn't look like it though yet. I'm sure it'll look visually better when it comes out.
So anyway, showed some random things like you throwing balls at like a Shinx who's in 2 frames a second, and Chimecha. So it goes around. We didn't really get a whole. It did show some fights, like a Gallade. It had like against wild Pokemon. It had like your normal Pokemon fight. It looked a little bit different, but he had like his Gallade that had 4 moves, and then the Gallade would go up and hit the Garchomp just like you would normally expect. So yeah, it out of left field, I would definitely say. And
did they say like early anything, or did they just kind of show?
I think they said 2022. I don't think they gave a date.
Yeah, like, they said early 2022.
Early 2022. That's the worst part. So, I'll let Blue go first on his reactions, thoughts on both of the announcements, and then I'll go.
Well, the Diamond and Pearl one was just very. I was super underwhelmed when I saw it. And I was like, this is even closer to a 3DS game than I want it to be. Like, this is a Switch game. Like, great. It's literally just a 3D. Like, they were like, let's double down on 3DS. And I get it if... I get it. And I was disappointed until I saw who was developing it. When I saw
who was developing it?
It's not Game Freak.
Not Game Freak.
So when I saw who was developing it, I saw it was Ilse or something. So I was like, oh, wait, this isn't being made by Game Freak. Okay, all right. So at first I didn't like it. I do like the Diamond and Pearl remake now that I've been looking at it. It's like a very faithful recreation of what you played originally. So I get it. I wish it were a little more updated. Like in the same way that you had like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where it was still faithful, but it was like updated to really match the technology.
I mean, just like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
You wanted it to kind of be like Sword and Shield-esque?
I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be Diamond and Pearl, but I wanted it to be a current gen Diamond and Pearl. And the fact that it's just a 3DS remake, that's fine.
Kind of copped out, kind of went safe with it.
Very, very safe. Very safe. So it's whatever. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. I love Gen 4. It's one of my favorite generations. I mean, I hope the graphics will improve because they looked really rough for me. We'll find out. But Arceus. Now I know that thing. I was legit because I woke up really late. I didn't wake up till like 11, like after the Pokemon Direct. So I was like, okay, I'll just watch it. I just watched the whole Direct through, and I was like, oh shit, what is this? Oh, this is Game Freak's game. Okay, cool. This is Game Freak's game. And then they were talking about it, and I was like, yo, has voice acting? Are we going into a new generation of Pokemon with voice acting, bro? And then when they did like the Breath of the Wild pan of like, dun, dun, this is the world you can explore, I popped a fat boner, dude. Like, I was ready. I was like, no fucking way they're actually doing Pokemon Breath of the Wild. What we've been asking for like for the past like half a decade. I was hype. The game looked super rough, but I didn't even care. I was so hype. The Timoko was legit in like 2 frames a second.
Yeah, I was like
2 frames a second. And while I don't know how they're gonna do the Pokemon battles, I'm so excited for them to. What I'm hoping it's not is that it's the same turn-based combat, just in like an open world.
But it kind of looked like that's what it was.
It did.
Which that would be the worst, but I would be super disappointed.
Well, that's what I don't get is they called it an action RPG. So like, we just don't know yet. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, we don't know exactly what that means. I really hope, really hope it's not the same turn-based combat in a big sandbox. That would make me pretty soft, but I would still pop off because shiny hunting would be sick in that game.
Would be really cool.
It's like Pokemon shiny hunting, pretty much the same way. Like,
half the game is battles, the other half is shiny hunting. The Pokemon end game is shiny hunting for me, so
yeah.
So I would still have half a game to enjoy. But I don't know, man. I'm really excited. The starter choice is really good too. The Cyndaquil actually has flames on its back. That got me. That probably was the most
finally. He's not a naked mole rat.
Like the game was hype, but Cyndaquil having flames on its back was the most hype part of the part.
I just want to know. Whenever they did those models back in 3DS, someone's like, "Hey, what if we just by default had Typhlosion's line just fire off, so they just look like naked mole rats?" Like, sick, dude. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, they did them dirty for sure.
They've been done dirty.
Still pick them though.
So I do like the fact because it is 3 different gens. It was what Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott.
Turtwig? Oh no,
I think Oshawott. So it's cool they're picking from all the different gens. Yeah. So I guess my take on it. Gen 4 remake. I was like, sick. Like this dope. Like, let's see it. And I'm not kidding you. Gameplay went and I went, I was not expecting that. I was kind of in the same boat. Well, I was in the same boat that I was expecting. Like when they do remakes, every remake they've done before was they take the game except make it to the standard of the current gen. So like Fire Red and Leaf Green were made to the standard of Gen 3 at the time. And Heart Gold and Soul Silver were made to the standard of Gen 4, like Sinnoh and all those. And then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was brought to Gen 6 alongside X and Y.
Yeah.
So then they bring Gen 4 and I'm like, okay, it's going to be alongside Sword and Shield. And what I was hoping too, I was like, this one, they had to have been developing for the Switch the whole time. So I was like, maybe they'll even go a little further. Like it'll be a more polished Sword and Shield kind of thing. Wow. And then it's just
and then it went backwards.
Kind of.
And I know people are talking about it's literally just the chibis, but in 3D, bro. For me, chibis only work in sprite form.
Chibis worked like back in the day.
What do you mean by chibi? Just like a little human form thing that they do?
Like chibis are essentially like giant head, small little body. Like that's what Pokemon's always been in pixel form or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing for me, I lost it too, is watching those little chibis like walk and run is honestly horror fuel for me. Like go back and watch it. It's just unsettling. But so I was like 1-to-1 recreation. and then you go into the battles, and it looks like current gen. So that's where like
it looks, looks, the battles look bad, dude.
Well, but like in the sense that it's like the 3D battles. And the bizarre part is in those, I believe the Pokemon trainers are regular models, like actual human size proportions.
Oh, they're not
so like at that point,
and then you go
just do,
and then you go back
Sword
to the
and Shield.
Yeah, and then you go back to the Chibi world. And my problem too is maybe it's like a artistic decision, whatever it might have been. My thing too is we've seen how you can make that work in that recent Zelda remake. They made that look good. Like that was really cool between all the lighting and depth of field and all the things they did with that updated sprite thing. It looked really good. And then you see the Pokemon gameplay and it just looks rough around all the edges. And it's just like, I'm glad there's Gen 4, and I'm hoping they didn't release. I'm hoping we'll get more details soon. But hopefully they've added, like a Battle Frontier back, or like they've added something. Because if it's literally,
if they don't have Battle Frontier in that remake,
literally just a 3DS Chibi remake,
it's
1-to-1 the entire game. Yeah, What's to get excited about?
You're not going to do Nuzlocke?
Well, I'll probably do Nuzlocke, but
yeah, there we go.
But I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I guess I had hopes up, and
I thought you said Pokemon. Your hopes are always set low.
Well, they went lower.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like it was one of those things. Like, who asked for this? Like, who's like, hey, let's go back and do 1-to-1 3D Chibi. Because the bizarre thing too is Pokemon games have never had that art style. Because if you want to do something like that, like do what Let's Go did. I think Let's Go did a great job of pretty much recreating 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But with modern takes on it and a cool art style. Honestly, I think Let's Go looks great.
Let's Go had a great.
Yeah, Let's Go looks really cool.
And then there's this. So I don't know. And my biggest problem too is after that, everyone was like, if like, unless you're excited about this, you're just a hater, dude. Like, just be grateful. Like Pokemon.
It was really positive on the timeline. I'm gonna be honest. Like, and I saw that.
That's great, but then they're also like, you can't have an opinion though if it's negative.
Yeah, like if you have something wrong against this, you're just being mean and hateful. And shut up.
Like, I think it's right.
It was very okay.
I think it's right to have expectations and also voice what I did and didn't like. I like that we're getting 4th gen back, and I'm hopeful. There definitely should be some changes, to the game itself. I'm interested to see what those are, and on top of that, I'm interested to see not Game Freak take on the challenge.
Yeah, like, is this a $60 game?
It will be, yeah. Just like every other Pokemon game.
DS games for $60?
No, those were 35, 30, something like that.
See, like I would pay $35 for that, for the Diamond remakes. I don't like $60 for a 1-to-1, and they don't kind of really expand on anything. As a normal Pokemon consumer, I don't know if I'm gonna end up playing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll still play it, and that's the thing too, is I'll give it a shot. Like, the art style has grown on me a little bit, and maybe when I'm playing it, it's better than what I think. But also, for me, the biggest reason I was disappointed was because I wanted something like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, because it extended that generation for competitive battles as well as like connectivity. Like, we don't even know if this is you can like
online battle and that kind of thing.
Or like trade with Sword and Shield. Like, we don't even know how this will work. Like, can you bring Pokemon into this? You can probably put them into Pokemon Home into Gen 7 or Gen 8. But it's like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were like twins, so to speak, in that Gen to X and Y, or like, parallel with each other. And so with the big departure in graphics and all that kind of stuff, like, I don't know if that's going to work the same. And I was hoping maybe the remakes would then become just how like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were like the next step in like competitive playing stuff, because I just like watching it and whatnot. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So that was just my thing. I just wanted. I also don't think it's not fair to have that expectation when every remake they've done, they've put it to the standard of the new gen. That's the expectation. But then with Gen 4, especially one of like the most sought after, requested, people have been waiting forever. We're like, okay, we're getting it. And then they decide to change the formula. It's like, I think it's fair. We all had an expectation, and we didn't get what we want. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Some people are indifferent. I think there's some good and bad.
When you said remake, that's what I thought you wanted. Was just like, it's on the Switch now. I didn't think like it was actually.
Well, just like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, like they update it to modern things, and then they add one like quality of life stuff, and then they add some extra stuff.
Yeah, like my bare minimum was, oh, it's Gen 4 in the Sword and Shield engine. That was my bare minimum. I expected nothing, and I was disappointed.
Like, I probably would have been more okay if that was the case. If it was literally Gen 4, but at least it's like up to par, because that's what I was expecting. Like what I said, like that's my expectation. And so we just didn't get it. Again, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not going to play it or whatever. I'm just saying I'm disappointed.
Games?
Do what?
What are the what's the Gen 5 games called?
Black and White.
Black and White.
Black and White.
Which I actually really like, but that's another story. So then we get Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I'll just say the concept. Here's what I'll say. Game Freak, kudos to you for stepping out of the box. Yeah, you're trying something new. Like, that's a lot I can ask for, because you usually play it really safe. So I appreciate that you're doing something pretty out there, way different than what you're used to. And for the most part, listening to fans, because a lot of fans have asked for like open world Pokemon or like Breath of the Wild Pokemon, essentially.
Yeah.
So I applaud you there. Execution, however, is to be seen, because, like Blue said, the footage was pretty rough. Like, it looks pretty rough.
But I'm still popping off.
And he's still popping off. But for me, I'm like, this is the way I see it. And it's not even the way I see it. It's how it works. You unveil your game. You show the best thing you can. You show whatever's going to impress people. You're like, this is the best slice of our game right now. Let's get people excited. So they showed us the best thing they have to offer for Pokemon Legends Arceus right now. Which, that to me is a little alarming, especially because if it's early 2022, that's about a year away. And people seem to think a lot gets done in a little bit of time, but that's not how game development works. And a lot of people be like, dude, it's a year out. It's going to look so much better. I challenge you to find me a game that had a trailer where graphics were like, that's pretty rough. And then fast forward a year at the release, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much better.
I got one for you. I got
Killzone
one for you
2.
right now.
What's
Halo, the newest Halo coming out.
Okay, but see, that's the point. They literally pulled the plug because they had to, like, we don't even, it's going to be more than a year delay, and they're literally revamping the whole thing. That's different. They were literally like, okay, yeah, we messed up. We'll fix it.
Because the trailer came out that recently looked pretty sweet.
But if you think about like showcases, E3s, anything like that, like when they show you something, odds are it's better than it will ever be. And so if it's looking rough, and that's the thing too, is like Game Freak's track record and everything. So it's like, you really think, I'm going off track record. So everyone's like, be hopeful. Every time I'm hopeful, they don't deliver. So I'm being pretty realistic. What they have here, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to hate, but I guess I'm just at this point where it's like, I just have certain expectations, and I no longer like blindly get hyped. I used to.
That was the one I feel like you could not hate on at all. Like when they announced Arceus like Legends, that was the one that was like, if you say anything about this, you're just a hater.
Yeah,
like,
well, that was it. Like, be grateful and all this kind of, I was like, I can still.
I saw it. I was like, it looks bare. Like the world. Like
when they showed off, like you were creeping in the things, and then you go to throw a Pokeball at Shinx. That whole thing looked like a botched, like technical demo. Like you throw, and then you throw the ball, and that's super clunky. And it's like boop, and there's no noise, there's no effects. Shinx just kind of goes boop.
Yeah, like you bring to like the conference meeting and like this is the idea of a game.
It looked like a
had.
technical demo, the whole thing.
Like I worked on this at home or at my desk, and I think this is something I think the boss wants to see, and that's what you show the boss, kind of thing, not what you show the people who are going to buy this game.
Because what I'm also worried about is the fact that we're going to have this hub or whatever. They say we have our village, and then that's it, and then the rest is just these open plains. Because it looked like there may not be NPCs. It's set in a world before like Sinnoh has been so like there may not even be Pokemon trainers. You're only battling wild Pokemon. We don't know the structure. To be fair, there could be a lot there they weren't showing, but I'm going off what we saw. And the idea, great. I'm looking forward to it. Will I play it? Of course I will. I'll give it a chance. But what I saw, that video, like I heard the idea they were pumping. I'm like, woo, and then that video played, and then woo, just like right back down.
Like of Pokemon's universe, almost.
Yeah, it's like, how did you announce such a cool thing, make a video, and then get me less excited from watching that video? And so, I don't know.
You're just cynical, man. Like, be hopeful. Like,
it's just.
But I feel the exact same way about it. Like when I saw it, I was like, this is what everyone's been waiting for, and like that's what we got to see of their interpretation of it. Like,
I mean, like, no joke, go watch the video.
Fuck you guys. Pokemon Arceus to the moon.
In their official video, the Pokemon in the overworld, I'm not kidding you, are like 5 frames. It looks like a slideshow with some of the Pokemon.
Yeah, well, you look like 5 frames.
That's just what I watched that whole thing, and I was like, somebody was like, hey, this is the best thing. And then they showed somebody higher up, and they're like, yes, this is what we will reveal to the world for this brand new take on Pokemon. That's what blows me away. And the fact that it's only a year out, and I know how I have a decent idea of how, kind of game development goes. And in that 1 year, it looks, the graphics might improve a little bit. Hopefully, at the very bare minimum.
There's no chance it goes out like that.
I would rather have increased performance. Like, if I could just keep a steady 30 frames, that'd be great. But there might be, if it's a core design of that game that has a lack of, because like if all it is what we saw in that trailer, that's going to get real old real fast. So and that's a big core design thing that you just can't change. Like whatever their vision of the game is, if they're still going to release it like from a year from now, it's going to continue their design. They can't make quick pivots like that. So that's just what I'm saying. From track records of multiple companies, but including Game Freak and stuff, what you see is usually what you get. And I'm going off everything they showed us, the only things we know about it. And on top of that, I believe it's only single player, no multiplayer, no co-op. So, because I think it was officially listed. I think it was officially listed as like 1 player. So I applaud them for trying something new, and I'm excited to try it. And then, hopefully this means better things moving forward.
What I'm worried about is we get the Pokemon game that everybody's asked for, Breath of the Wild Pokemon, but you get like just the top. You know what I mean? You don't get the whole like random boss Pokemon, like how you run across a giant Cyclops in Breath of the Wild. I'm not going to run across a wild Suicune all of a sudden and go, oh, fuck, my Pokemon, I got to run, kind of thing. It almost just looked like, oh, you want to go capture that? Like,
well,
I caught it.
Yeah. The thing, too, is Breath of the Wild is 4 years old now. Look at how it looked. It was a specific art style, but also how it performed. It was running pretty good on that hardware. And so it seems like Game Freak just time and time again, we saw with this new gen, they have a problem optimizing and getting performance. And I'm worried that's going to be the same thing here. And then what's so beyond me, that still upsets me, is you are the most profitable franchise in the world.
Yes, correct. I am Pokemon. Yes.
And you can't
are pretty profitable, Rob.
Imagine they throw $500,000. That's like nothing for them. Imagine they throw $500,000 at that game.
But my
new developer
vacation
stuff.
house. Come on, man.
I don't. You could have greatness. Yeah.
Like, how many people do you think at Game Freak are working on that game realistically? Like,
Probably most of them. But it just, I don't know if they're stubborn. I don't know if there's something else going on, or the Pokemon Company doesn't, or Game Freak is like, hey, what? Just hire more people, and get some more money. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Today, our listeners will be able to get some tools to help with motivation, depression, anxiety, battling your temper, stress, dealing with insecurity in relationships or at work, whatever you need. Enter BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to talk to anybody on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. It's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better, because you deserve to be happy. Today on GG Over Easy, our podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and GG Over Easy listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/GG. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. I'm actually looking forward to starting my BetterHelp journey here soon. So thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. We really do appreciate you putting a spotlight on mental health.
I just think it's like people have been asking this, and if we just give them the bare minimum of it, they'll be happy. And I think Twitter was happy, or the masses were happy at what they got, honestly.
And I'm good.
I think we'd probably be the minority to say
Twitter didn't seem happy about Diamond and Pearl, but just having something that's not the same as what we've had literally the past 20 years is pretty
exciting.
nice.
Yeah.
So it's exciting for me. I mean, obviously it's very rough, but like,
again, I'm excited for what the game is supposed to be. I'm just worried that they have this cool idea. They're going to try it the first time, and then the delivery is just like, yeesh. But anyway, and then everybody's like, all you do is complain, Mr. Fruit. Listen, I give you my honest thoughts. I'm not just a hype machine, okay? It's how this works.
It's true.
If I'm hyped about something, blindly, I'll let you know. I wanted to be blindly hyped for all this stuff.
Yeah, like Battleborn.
And honestly, you watch yourself, okay? Honestly, maybe I would have been more okay with how Arceus looked if maybe when they first showed Sinnoh, I wasn't immediately kind of like, oh, like things already were like, oh, this is taking a turn I didn't think. Maybe then I would have been like, well, at least we're getting. It just kind of feels like, again, the bar is set so low, and it's just the things they could do with Pokemon.
Sorry, Mr. Fruit.
There's so much money.
Head pats.
I don't use any of it.
More money.
Whatever, dude. I'm just a ranting boomer.
Is there
You're our boomer.
Thanks.
Is there anything we want to did we talk about your PC blowing up yet?
Oh no.
Oh, I don't think we have.
Dude, can I hear about how you found out your computer was messing up? I can only imagine the worry and that morning.
So, as all of you don't know, I'm currently on a temporary setup. I have a backup rig I'd originally made last year because Ab had also come and I didn't have a backup rig. And he was going to stream and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is a good time. I can make one as a backup, and then Ab can also use it while he's here. It's a good thing I did that because now I'm using it. Unfortunately, it's obviously not powerful. It's only a one PC setup, which now that I've used two PC and I'm going back to one PC, I'm like, how did I ever do this? Two PCs better in every way. But so now I'm on this, got it all situated.
Except
took
for
a
the
little
tech
while.
issues.
But that's the thing. Like with one PC, if something messes up, like the whole thing is screwed. Like when I have a two PC setup, let's say my gaming PC like crashes, I'm still fine. My streaming PC, my recording's still going. If I'm streaming, I'm still streaming. It's like, okay, that's fine. But normally, if a game messes up, it's like, this is it.
Yeah. Just the worst part about a two PC setup is making it work. Like,
but once you
a two
get
PC,
there,
yeah. But once you have it and Windows updates. Like sometimes window updates will mess up your audio, but you just kind of have to like remember like what goes where.
So I'm on a temporary setup, and I'm still trying to see what it can manage as far as recording and stuff goes. But what happened is how I figured it out was I was recording a sponsored video, actually. Sitting here, and then in between matches, I was like, I'm going to go... What was I even doing? I was like, I'm going to go heat up some eggs as a snack. I have like, little scrambled white eggs and some like sausage and cheese. I go down there. It's actually great. You go down there, you microwave them. I'm like, great. I come back up, and I go to sit down, and I notice my left monitor, which is my streaming recording PC, there's nothing showing. Like the monitor's just black. I'm like, that's weird. Like, because I have it so like
it must be asleep. Like
well, that's what I thought, but I have it set in so like it won't. It never goes to sleep essentially. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then the monitor wasn't. I was like, maybe it's a monitor issue, because like the monitor. And I was like, okay, well let me try and boot it up. And I go back there, and sure enough, I see it's off. So I was like, that's weird. I don't know what happened. Must have just crashed or something. And by the way, the time that I was gone was maybe 2.5 minutes. It was recording just fine. I was in the mid. There was no indications. So I go back and I see it's off.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, and I see the computer's off. I'm like, okay, I'll just boot it back up. Click. Bzz. Nothing. Click.
Boom.
No more noise. Click. No more noise. Click. No more noise. Click. 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 Click.
And you're like you're like seeing if the power button is like on the right one. Like,
so I'm like, okay. Because remind you too, if you guys don't know, like I have 2 PCs, but it's all in one tower. So they're all housed in the same thing. So like only half of it's lit up, only half is kind of working. I'm like, all right. It might just be the power cable. That could be the issue. So I turn it off, I swap power cables. And nope. There's just nothing. Won't boot. Still won't boot. I'm like, okay, that's a little bad. So I'm like cycling, I'm doing like flush power, blah, 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 everything you normally do. Still nothing. I'm like, what is going on here? And then my gaming PC starts shutting down. I'm like, what's going on here? And it's like, CPU's overheating. Well, the problem is with this 2 PC setup in one tower, if both don't have power, the cooling system no longer works. So now this overclocked CPU is like, and it's like dying. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to turn that off. And so now I'm troubleshooting. So I'm like, it could be a motherboard issue, but I'm thinking it's power supply. So I go in, I try and open this thing.
Is like the worst issue.
I was like, if it's a motherboard issue, that's beyond me. So I open this thing up, and I'm trying to perform surgery because it is just a monstrosity.
It literally is like a little toddler. Like you are performing surgery on a toddler.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch the PSUs to the motherboards. So I'm gonna put power from here to this motherboard and power from here to this motherboard. And if the other PC now doesn't turn on, then clearly it's a power supply issue. Well, first off, their cable management stuff is fantastic, and that's the problem. I had to
can't reach.
Well, I had to like take it out, and then the whole back panel. Trying to figure out how to get that thing off, and then it's just woof. So eventually, I get them in, I connect them, I go to turn on my streaming PC. Boop, whoop, it booted up. I fixed it. I go click gaming PC or stream. Yeah, gaming PC now. Try again. No more noise. Okay. All right, that's a power supply issue. So I try and contact support, and after sitting online for 2 hours and not getting an answer, I email some people. They're like, oh yeah, we'll figure that out for you. So then they call me the next morning. They're like, we'll call you, like, what's a good time for you? I'm like, 7 a.m. Well, they call me at noon, and I'm like, hello, is it
totally just did? I hate that. I did that for American Furniture Row. I was like 8 a.m. works for me. They called me at like 1 in the afternoon the next day.
So they call me. And the worst part is, he's like, okay, let's go through the issues. I'm like, I know what it is. It's a power supply issue. He's like, well, let's go through all the steps. So it takes an hour for them to realize, yeah, you're right. It's a power supply. Thanks. And
appreciate you.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, this could be like an easy fix. He's like, what's the power supply? I'm like, that's a good question. I go through like back on my old video, my tavern video where I showed the setup. I put the specs. I'm like, there's no battery in there. Like the PSU isn't in there. That's weird. Okay, well, they probably told me when they made the order. I go through the order summary. No power supply. I'm like, I don't know what power supply I have. So he's like, all right, describe it. So I describe it and he goes, oh, yeah, that's like one of those beasts, like custom things we kind of use. Okay, well, let me go talk to somebody. 40 minutes later, I don't know how the chain of command works. He comes back. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna need it back to be able to fix it. I'm like, what? You need me to ship this whole thing back to you to change the power supply? Like, yep, because it's like this custom thing we do, and then on top of that, the issues then with the cooling system, and we have to do all that, whatever. I'm like, great. What's our timeline here? He's like, well, if we get it next day, freight. And it gets here 1 to 2 weeks, and then we'll ship it back. I'm like, sorry, what now?
What?
Yeah, you what?
And you know that 1 to 2 weeks is like 3 to 4 weeks. Like,
I'm like, send me the power, bro. I'll do it. It can't be. It's literally just a couple 8 pins, 16 pins, whatever. And oh Lord, so it's like, yeah, here's what we'll do. You just need to box it up, and we'll set UPS up with you. Like, what's a good time for them to come? I'm like, I'm here all the time. He's like, how's 9 to 1 tomorrow? I'm like, perfect. So,
9 to 1. What? I hate that shit.
He's just like,
just name the whole fucking day while you're at it.
Yeah.
9 to 1.
He's like, all right, so just be there for them, have it in the crate or the case, whatever, and we'll get it back. I'm like, okay. And while this is happening, I'm starting to set up this new setup. I'm like, okay, well, I need something temporary. Well, then, fast forward to the next day, and I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at the orders because they're making me print out the labels and stuff. I got to slap it on thing, which, mind you, the computer's 110 pounds, by the way. So picking this thing up and moving it and putting it into like the Pelican case thing it has was just a nightmare. Thankfully, my brother was here. Otherwise, would not have been happening with Claire. So we put all that in, and I mean that the best way.
I get it.
She would also be like, this is too heavy, and also like,
I gotta take a break. Like,
well, she says, like, whenever we have stuff like this, she's like, I don't want to help you because if something goes wrong, I don't want you to be able to blame me for like messing up something so important. So we get it all stuffed in there, and then I'm waiting around for UPS, and it's like 8 in the morning, and I'm looking at the thing, and it says like pallet delivery. Like, huh? Pallet. Freight.
And right now
UPS.
it's just a box, right? Like it's just in
it's just in the Pelican case, which mind you is massive. It's like in one of those like industrial like touring boxes. And so I'm like, all right, it's a pallet pickup, UPS freight. And then even my brother works the shipping department at a certain place, and he's like, yeah, like they're gonna come probably with like a pallet thing. Like they're expecting there to be a pallet to pick up and put into the truck. I don't have a pallet. I don't even know how to. I have to put it on the pallet, and then I gotta do like that whole wrapping thing myself. Didn't even mention any of this. So I'm freaking out. Like, okay, well, great. I have an hour until the UPS guy could possibly show up. And Rob's got a giant box now. I'm worried. What are you doing with that box?
I figured that would be like the pallet box that they would require it to be in.
No.
Correct?
No. They want a pallet box, like the wooden pallet, like the. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little forklift, whatever, picks up and things. Yeah, that kind of pallet. So I'm like, oh yeah, I got a spare one around.
Do you?
No. And I don't have any of that. And I'm like, so how would I pallet wrap? Does somebody do this? What do I do? So I'm calling up people I know, like, I've got like at this point 30 minutes before UPS could show up, and I need this thing out of here ASAP. Like, I need it. We got like, come on, yada yada. And then I message them, and I'm like, yo, like, what's the deal here? Like, you guys didn't say anything, but it says like pallet shipping, and I got to do all these things. And like 2.5 hours later, mind you, it's about noon now. He goes, oh yeah, well, they should probably pick it up. If they don't, just let us know. I'm like, okay, it's fine.
Very helpful.
Yeah, that's fine. It's very helpful. It's noon, so it's been 3 hours. So I'm like, okay, this should be here within an hour. Well, fast forward, it's 5 o'clock, and I haven't received a phone call. I haven't received nothing. And well, actually, as of today, I still have nothing. It's been another 24 hours. So the computer is still just sitting down there. It hasn't been palleted. I had to perform surgery because at this point, I just took out all the hard drives. Like, I don't know when I'm getting this thing back. I'm just going to try and recover as much as I can.
Yeah.
And this just reminds me of why I hate computers. I made the joke.
You've always just had the worst luck. You specifically have just had the worst luck.
I continue to notice the more expensive the PC is, the more tech issues it's gonna have. And it should
and if something goes wrong, then
it's impossible to fix it.
Yeah, I'm like, can you here? How about you just send me this thing? And I can probably take it to like a local place then. And then if they're like, nope, we gotta do it ourselves. I'm like, this just measure. So I'm on a temporary.
I hope you're getting it all figured out, though. I think you are getting it all figured out.
Yeah. Well, and the only big problem too is I just need to get, like, for instance, like that Tim playthrough I have. I have the first 5 episodes ready, but then the rest of the playthrough is on that. I lose that, and I've already uploaded that. I'm like, sorry, I just lost the whole playthrough. There's some Valheim. There's like some other videos recorded. I think there's some Minecraft. So then there'll just be lapses and all this kind of stuff. Not to mention the documents, but that's. So I just hate everything. I hate PCs.
Yeah.
That computer was only like over a year old.
Yeah, maybe if that.
I don't know. It's just a headache. And in my case, without the PC, like, I'm dead in the water. What do I do? I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have a spare though, thankfully. Do you guys want to move on to Patreon questions?
Yeah, I guess. I've just been ranting and upset this whole episode, so I'm sorry. Let's talk about something fun.
BlueWestlo asks, how would you guys feel about a AAA title MMO from Bungie? You mean Destiny 2?
You mean what Destiny 2 is supposed to be?
Do you think they realistically have what it takes to make something like that worthwhile?
No.
By the way, Blue, the endless barrage of Final Fantasy free trial meme tokens broke me, and now I'm a hopeless addict. You better be ready to pay for my rehab.
Good. You get to play a real MMO.
I mean...
Also, I really hope you enjoy it. It's a really good story.
No, I don't think Bungie could do an MMO. Like fully... Because they can't do what Destiny 2 is, barely.
They can't do Destiny 2, and I think if they went with a more traditional third-person MMO, I think they could probably do it at that point. But if we're talking like a shooter MMO, they can't even do it with Destiny 2, so I don't see them doing it with a different IP.
No, I feel like if they're going to do something too, I don't think that would be like if they're doing another project. I don't think they would do that because at that point they're competing with themselves. Like they're cannibalizing themselves. So
yeah,
unless they slowly turn Destiny into an actual MMO, which they keep saying MMO, but I think we discussed this before. It's a different kind of MMO.
And if they're gonna make an MMO, they can't be having activities that max out at 6 players. That's just not. You can't have an MMO where the highest activity is a 6-player activity.
Oko asks, my most important question yet. What's the best condiment? There's so many. I have seen the light. I'm going to pick my S tier condiment sauce, and that would be Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A.
Polynesian sauce is fire.
Yeah, I had him with the little chicken minis yesterday for breakfast.
I guess
10 count.
I was thinking more like traditional. I was thinking like between ketchup, mustard, mayo. What other condiments?
Polynesian sauce,
salt. But yeah, if I could do like any like specialized like that, yeah, probably Polynesian sauce. That thing is
it's like it tastes like apples, but like it's so good. I love it.
Each one's like 200 calories, but I'm like I have to. I'm gonna pee real quick, baby.
What about you, Blue?
As far as like just classic condiment, like if we're talking like the big 3, it's definitely got to be mustard. If we're talking like more specific, I could drink cane sauce, bro.
Yeah, cane sauce is really good. I may have cane's super low and be D tier, but cane sauce is S tier.
I could drink cane sauce, dude.
I always substitute the coleslaw for extra toast and extra sauce. Very important.
God, it's just.
I don't know what is it. It's like a Chipotle Southwest, but like it's great. This is a good one though, Blue. I didn't think about that.
Cane sauce, man, so good.
Tally asks, my most important question yet. What's the compliment that you received that has stuck with you the most? A compliment that has stuck with me the most. I don't know. My dad said I'm very personable, even though like I choose not to be. My dad just says I'm a very personable person when I choose to be. And I guess that's stuck with me. Think of anything, Blue?
I think I don't know why this one I remember the most. Because I think it's because I rarely go out with my family. I remember going out. I was in college, right? And this is when I thought it was like kind of okay at what I was doing. It was like my last year of college. I was like at the final stretch of my degree, like last 4 or 5 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming back home. It was like around Christmas, and we went to go eat. And it was someone's birthday. I forgot whose birthday it was, but like we had like a huge.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
Oh, is it actually here?
All right. I remembered something on my massive pee quest. I just lost a couple pounds. I said I'd be done being upset, but that reminded me yesterday, waiting for UPS, wasted my whole day waiting for UPS. They never showed up. But I had things to do. That was the thing. It's like I have to go do some errands and whatever. So waste my whole day. So finally, I go because I have to go pick up my meds. I'm out of my meds. So I go to this new pharmacy because I have new healthcare. And he's like, all right. The problem was my healthcare was saying like we're probably not going to cover this medicine. You have to find a new one. I'm like, that is butts.
Well,
But then they send a letter to like, hey, we'll cover it for 5 years. I'm like, this is great news. Okay, I get the refill. I go to pick it up. They're, all right, here's your 30-day supply. That'll be $400. Yeah. And I'm like, I thought you said you'd cover it. And they're like, yeah, it looks like they took off 108. My previous healthcare I was on, it was $20.
Oh my God.
And the thing too is I couldn't be like, no, because I'm out of my meds.
Yeah.
And withdrawals are not nice. So, yeah. So anyway, it's been a great week. Sorry to cut you off, but you just.
Where were you at, Blue?
Anyways, so I'm like talking about my school, and they're like, "Oh wow, you're graduating early! Like, oh wow, you're like 20, you're graduating. Wow, so cool!" And then I remember it was like my aunt on like I'm telling you, like this is like a huge ass like Mexican family affair. There's like legit 24 people there, a bunch of people I don't even fucking know, but they're part of my family. Yeah. So like my mom's cousin's cousin or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like super accomplished. She's like, oh yeah, I'm in real estate, and this girl's like super.
Here's my card.
Yeah, she's like, yes, I'm very accomplished. So she's asked me about college, and I don't even remember what we were talking about, just some bullshit. And she was like, oh, well, you got a new car? Are you gonna bring it to Florida? And I was like, oh no, I've only got like 4 or 5 months left. I don't see the reason to spend it all on gas. And then she's like, oh wow. And she just looks at my parents. She's like, this one's got a good head on him. And I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I love you.
I don't know who you are, but thank you.
So that was
anyways, it's been all downhill from there.
That was beautiful.
Christian, what is the nicest compliment you've received that has stuck with you the most?
Well, I'd have to get compliments. That's a good question. Oddly enough, the first things that come to mind are all the mean things people have said about me. Does those stick with me more? Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm always looking at my screen now more than ever. And whether you're an avid news watcher or in serious need of distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. One of my favorite ways to rest my eyes and still get the content I'm itching for is by putting on my Raycon wireless earbuds and listening to something great. Whether you're catching up on your favorite news, podcast, binging an audiobook, or powering through your workout with a pumped up playlist, a pair of Raycons in your ears can make all the difference. That's what the game changer is for me. When I'm working out with them, they don't fall out of my ears like others do. Best part, Raycon makes great sound accessible to everyone, with wireless earbuds starting at about half the price of other premium audio brands. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for our listeners, and here's what you got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/GG. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order, so feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off buyraycon.com/GG. That's buyraycon.com/GG.
Nice glasses.
Remember a couple weeks ago when they said name something, a quality you like about your friends?
That's true. See
small things.
But I'm trying. There has to be at one point somebody. Oddly enough, too, I can remember me giving compliments to people and them being thankful more than I can remember a compliment sticking out to me. Like I remember, Liz in high school, Rob Jones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One time we were just talking or something. I don't remember what, and I was like, "Hey, I just want to say you have the most beautiful brown eyes." And she was like, "The happiest I've ever been," and that made me feel so good. And that's from I remember. It's like I like giving people compliments. Anyway, so that's the first thing that came in my mind. I don't know.
Telling Liz Jones she had nice eyes.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Fruit. Think of one that stuck with you.
I'm thinking about how people say my eyes are too big, or I have a big nose, I have a giant forehead. I'm having a hard time here, okay? I'm going through an existential crisis right now. I'm thinking about my meds and Lord.
All right, well, we'll just move on. Clayford.
Yeah, I feel like this is becoming detrimental now. We gotta move on.
Inspired by Blue's poop tweet. When you wipe, do you check to see if you need to wipe again?
Yes.
What does that even mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you wipe
make sure
once,
my butt clean.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, but I got to be sure. So then you wipe again,
I thought you meant by check. He's like, well, let me see. That's what I thought you meant by check.
I was curious.
Like, you guys do that?
Open his butthole to a mirror.
Yeah, I thought that's what you guys meant. I didn't. Yeah, like you do dubs on the wipe.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant you wipe and go, hold on, let me see if the job is done. You turn around and go.
Like, oh, that's a clean job. Nice.
Job's done.
Job's done.
No, if I wipe, I go deep. If I wipe and there's no more poop, I'm clean.
Yeah. Because even if there's just a little bit, dude, it ruins your day.
Yeah, and then I have to go even deeper.
Are you guys team bidet or team no bidet?
I'd be team bidet if I had one.
Same.
I should probably get one.
I don't have a solid bidet. See, also you have to be so careful with bidets because sometimes bidet water pressure will rip your butthole in two.
Yeah, split it
but
apart.
Then the bidet water pressure isn't enough, and then what surface area was that cleaning?
Shark Boy 97.
Somebody told me.
I just want to clarify. Okay, go for it.
Somebody told me I was a good storyteller once.
Oh, hell yeah! Also, before we go on to the next question, when you guys are in the shower, everyone opens their butt so the water flows through, right? I just want to make sure you're all keeping clean.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I mean, if you're not,
you didn't seem confident about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, but I thought when he said check your thing, I thought it was I don't do that.
If you don't do that, you're disrespecting yourself and everybody else. Okay. You got to make sure it's clean. Make sure.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people where I've been you open your butt in the shower, right? You spread that shit wide, and then people be like, no, why would I do that? It's like, what?
Because you. How else are you gonna make sure?
I'll do shampoo and then I'll spread them and then you do them and then you shampoo again to wash your hands and then you do it.
Shampoo.
So you gotta go or soap.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. So
see, I do.
You soap your hands and then go for the downstairs area first.
Here's your first problem. You need a loofah, bro.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm not a loofah guy. Not a
What
loofah.
Bro, you need to like. There's
That
probably
thing's been-
papers on
How
the
do you get
difference
that-
between
yeah.
how like cleanliness of just hands versus loofah. Bro, I used to be hands only. Okay, and then Claire showed me what a loofah is. My life has changed. You need a loofah. It's great.
Yeah, a loofah. How do you get the dead skin off you too?
All about the
City
loofah.
has like this. It's like this like kind of scratchy rock
Pumice
kind of
stone?
stuff. I don't know what it is. But like it's like you just kind of take some of it and go like this, and it like scratches off your old skin. It's nice. I like that stuff.
Bro, get a
It's like
loofah.
plush.
But yeah,
Loofah is-
personally,
Loofah is the classic, or like a wash rag. Like you have to have something to scrub a dub.
I definitely prefer to clean the black hole last, though, so that I know I'm not just possibly spreading
Yep.
poop
yep,
freckles
yep,
everywhere.
Yep. I'll
playing a
obsessively
dangerous
after
game.
I'll obsessively after I even touch
Oh,
my
just-
butt, wash my hands.
Lather.
Yeah.
That's why I said like I'll do it first, and then I'll take another thing of soap, and then get my hand.
But see, like I'm kind of with Blue. Like I'd be like, nope, there's still poop everywhere. Like I
Yeah, see,
have
like, my schedule-
to keep until my hands are raw and bleeding. Only
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, my schedule is body wash the whole body, shampoo, conditioner, face wash, and then
Oh.
we'll go for the butthole.
See, personally, I am a shampoo, rinse, conditioner, then soap, so that the conditioner can sit while I apply the soap. Then rinse
Oh, yeah,
everything
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Then butthole.
Fair. I'll do conditioner at the same time I do face wash.
Yeah, because you got to give
Do
it
you
some
guys-
time to sit.
When you guys do face wash in the shower, even though you have the thing, does everybody still go like this and do that in the shower, even though you have a thing and you could just take it in the
Yeah,
face instead?
yeah.
You make a
Yeah, I
little.
still
Well,
do that.
you do this first, then you go. I don't know why,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
No, I do cup and then I just go like that. I don't just sit in the thing and.
well, no, I cup and then sit in the water.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Yeah, same.
don't know
I'll
why.
sit in the water while cupping.
That also true. I will do that. Yeah.
I like
Or-
to also be a water bender and watch the water flick from my hands.
Well, see, I like to fold my arms when I'm under it, so all the water pools, and then you open it like.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
What else do you have to do in the shower except?
Sharkboard. All
Think
right,
about
we've gone
life.
off track. Sharkboard 97 asks, "What crime would you most likely be put in jail for?" I don't know. Run away from the cops? No, I don't know. Pirating movies, I guess. But I don't pirate movies. I just stream movies. You know what I mean? But I don't do anything bad. I guess that though, if I was truly breaking a law.
I did watch. I had to watch certain Shippuden episodes dubbed because they weren't
Oh,
available anywhere
Jesus
else.
Christ.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to normally kind of do that, so forgive
I
me.
don't know.
But I
We
have
dropped
it.
absolute.
After you're like 300 episodes deep and there's 200 more episodes, and then you switch languages, it's different. You can't do it. You just can't do it.
So you're gonna get arrested for that.
I might.
I dropped acid a couple times. That could have ended like Rob's did.
Yeah. I think it didn't though.
Would
Riles
have made
asked,
for a
"Rob,
great podcast
fruit.
story though.
Thoughts on the NFL draft? Fruit the Jags got the bright young offense with a RB like J-Rob and hopefully Trevor Lawrence. P.S. As a Spurs fan too, Blue, I'm glad to see us back in the playoff picture."
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't know, dude. Whoever Bill Belichick drafts, and Bill I trust. I don't really get into the NFL draft like my friends do.
You know what? I have the same philosophy with the Jaguars as I have Pokemon. Just bar set bare minimum. So honestly, it doesn't matter who we get. It's always looked like, oh, we got great prospects. Oh, we got this, and then it's just in the dumpster. So we'll see.
Cosmodrome asks, do you guys ski or snowboard? If so, what are your favorite Colorado ski resorts?
No.
I snowboard, not a lot. It's just epic local passes, bro. Like, sure, you go 4 or 5 times, you pay it off, but like, to just fork up like $1,200 for a ski and snowboarding pass to go fucking sit in traffic and then go up and down the mountain and wait in line. When I see, that's how I break down snowboarding. I'm such a pessimistic asshole that like I just think about all the worst things possible about it
Right.
instead of thinking about the 10 minutes going down the mountain.
That's the exact same thing I was thinking about. It's like, well, I could do that, but it would take about 3 hours to drive up to the mountains.
Yeah, like
Then I have to park. Then you have to get all your equipment on. Then you have to get onto the hill. Then you have to get into the line. After getting your ticket and everything, and then
2 hours of snowboarding in, like it's. And then if I want to stay at a ski resort, I got to fork up $650 for an Airbnb a night because that's how much they cost here.
And then wintertime, driving back, where sometimes there aren't even guardrails.
Worst.
Like I look over the edge. I'm like, this is how I die. I'm gonna die like this. This is it.
So, but like when I do it, I love it and it's awesome.
Oh, it's great.
It's great, but I guess Copper Mountain is probably my favorite one. But like my favorite mountain town I've been in and like ski resorts that I've seen is Telluride. Telluride looks so cool, but I never got to ski it.
I mainly when I did, it was almost always Breckenridge.
Yeah, Breck is always super, super cool. Kyron asks for fruit. Did you think about joining the GTA 5 No Pixel RP server?
If I even could. I haven't really thought about it. Just because I feel like I wouldn't be a good addition. Like they have this whole world essentially, and for a lot of people, like that's their whole thing. And I wouldn't be able to invest that much time into it. So
yeah. Then we have for Rob, will Claw make an appearance on Arcadum's Endgame episode this weekend? No, probably not. No. Claw is doing his own thing. I don't think he'll. Yeah, he's like Gamora. He's like dead. I don't know. Kamada asks, what's a go-to activity, hobby, song, or anything else you can always fall back into to boost your mood or just give you a good vibe?
I wish I knew.
Petting Max, I guess, or like hanging out with Max.
Eating
cat.
food. That's my problem. Just that little endorphin rush.
I don't know. I don't have like one of those that like I'm just like I know I'm gonna do this.
And like
actually probably eating food. Like I've like my DoorDash is like my meditation
coping mechanism.
Do you guys do you guys have this weird
meditation
with DoorDash too? Is like if you order something that's pretty close and you can easily viably go get it, and then when they drop off your order, do you make sure you do not like make any eye contact with them because you are like in the shameful position of receiving food because you're
lazy? No contact drop off. They just drop it at the door.
Yeah, but like I wait for them to get in their car and leave. Like I will wait so they do not see me like because I'm in the position of shame. You know what I mean? Like
I do the same thing, but not for the same reason. I'll make sure they don't see me, and I'm like, are they gone? Okay, I'll grab.
Yep, same. I just do it anyway. I don't have any shame in ordering something close.
See, I do it because like I'm in a shameful spot, and like I bet if they see me, they go, "You lazy piece of shit."
I don't. I don't feel bad because
right there.
I don't feel bad because since quarantine has happened, your boy has been looking rough. I haven't been getting haircuts. I've been cutting my own hair. I don't look
like a wildebeest.
So when I go out, I'm just like, I'm so sorry you have to see me like this. So now I just don't pick up food. I just get it picked up for me. I'm paying my DoorDash driver, and it feels good.
I just have this weird anxiety about getting my food, and the dude just being like, "You're a piece of shit. That Taco Bell is right down the street."
But if you think about it, right? They probably I don't know if anyone drives for DoorDash. They're probably like, "Oh, it's right down the street. That's an easy drop off and pick up. I can click approaching immediately."
Yeah, see,
and I get like a $5 tip.
I do tip. I will never not be a tipper on the DoorDash machine. There's always a tip coming from this guy.
The way I see it, like that's a free $5 for what's basically like an instant pickup, drop off, boom.
Like I said, I'm just a pessimistic asshole, so I just assume everybody's like me.
Like that's the quick 20-minute DoorDash delivery. That's $5 for 20 minutes. That's a quick.
See, and then I would get that DoorDash and be like, "What a piece of fucking shit! It's right down the street, you asshole!" Like.
I'm walking over here.
You can roll that joint, but you can't go to Taco Bell. You know what I mean? Tapiv asks, going off of that, what's your favorite music album?
We have this all the time, and I can't.
It's hard for me.
I think last time I said Discovery by Daft Punk, and I'll stick to it. Or I said Greatest Hits Frank Sinatra.
By Frank's. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what I said. Like album, I can just, I guess, Good Kid, Mad City. If I can just like pick an album I can listen to top to bottom and not be upset at a song that comes on, I guess that.
BioShock Infinite soundtrack.
Ooh.
It's also Fuego.
What about you, Blue?
I can't answer that. That's unfair to music. I love all of it too much.
Fat Farm asks, for Fruit, how can I apply to be on your Temtem coach to help answer questions for you and MTash on your co-op playthrough? I've been really enjoying the series since it came back, by the way. Also, please remember to use the Sensi Vival.
Okay.
Myself and many other viewers are dying inside seeing you go broke on bombs and forgetting you have the vial.
Yeah. Yeah, so MTash and I forgot. So it wasn't about after 2 play sessions. I remembered. And we literally start the thing. So you'll eventually see the episode where I'm like, MTash, we're idiots. We literally lost like half of our money for no reason. And I'm like, right, that's because I distinctly remember, it's like, I don't remember having to revive this much and go back. Like, this is way harder than I thought. And that's because I forgot about the vial. That's my bad. And then on top of that, I've been playing some, now that we're done, because MTash and I have finished the playthrough. I'll have you know, yesterday I TV trained my first Temtem.
Is that like EV training?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because some dope dude out there, harmonic dissonance or radiant dissonance. Sorry, I had it written down on my other computer. He actually donated 100,000 Pansons so I could make a club. So we now have a club on Temtem. And he gave me a pre-evolution, I don't remember his name, of Cernif with all 50 SVs. So I was like, I can't disrespect this. I have to TV train it. So I TV trained it. And so if anybody else out there has some good SVs that they're willing to donate or I'll pay for, that'd be great. Because I don't know any of the breeding or anything. But I'll train them.
And then our question, Blue, was when are you guys going to hop on the Temtem train? I've been completely addicted for the past year, and I still play daily.
I'm going to wait till the game's more finished.
I think it just looked kind of cornball.
You're cornball.
I enjoy it, and I think it has good potential. The designs just don't really bring me in. Like, most of the designs are just suck ass. The ones that are good are really good, though. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to be more done. There's more Temtems to catch and shit. So
I always say, like, I hate the people that are like, I miss the old Dream Team, or like, that's just this. I'm one of those people. Like, Temtem is just not Pokemon, and it's trying to be Pokemon. You know,
well, it doesn't have. Okay, but we could say that about any. It's a genre.
I know, but
you could say that about like any shooter.
But like Digimon was trying to be Pokemon, you know? Like, I hate fans like that, and I am that person.
Digimon was not even remotely trying to be that.
No. Check yourself.
Punk asks, if you guys were left alone on an island together.
No, Rob. You know what?
What?
You're the problem because it's people like
I am the problem.
It's people like you that unnecessarily put these constraints. And comparisons.
That's why
and you know what killed Battleborn was when people were like, it's like Overwatch, but they can't just let them both coexist. So Battleborn had to die, and now I don't have it.
I hate those people, but I am one of them. Like, I hate the people that are like, man, I miss the old Dream Team videos. It's like, bitch, what do you want from us? Like, it's still the same. It's just not old. So, but then again, I'll be like, man, I miss old PewDiePie videos, but that's not the case. But it's just an example. I used to think old video of PewDiePie were cringe. Like, I feel like he has totally evolved into an awesome content creator.
Fuck you guys. That shit was my childhood.
Really? You were an old PewDiePie fan?
Dude, I loved watching all those old Amnesia videos.
Really? Interesting. I thought they were so cringe and stupid. Yeah, I was like, this guy sucks.
Dude, like Cinnamon Toast Ken, Minx, Cry, and all them.
So you watch like that part of
YouTube.
I
mean, that dude who we don't mention anymore feels fucking bad.
Oh. Yeah. But I went on the other side of YouTube, like gaming creators.
Yeah.
Pretty much just COD commentators.
Darkside asks, in a post-pandemic world, is there a bucket list of things you guys would like to do, i.e. go to the movie theater, amusement park, or other fruit summit?
I really want to go to a fucking Alamo Draft House.
Just movie theater.
Like desperately want to go.
You can still go to
sit
the Alamo
down.
Draft House, right?
No.
Oh,
you
you
can,
can't?
but no, I'm not gonna.
It's not the same.
No, I'm not gonna go.
Hey, dude, your state's fully opened up, bro. Nothing's stopping you.
Dude, go crazy.
You don't even have to wear a mask, bro.
The pandemic's over.
Woo!
A fruit summit would probably be mine.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see, or convention. I just miss the homies, you know.
Bro, I was thinking about it the other day. It's probably been a year and a half since that summit.
Yeah, almost 2 years. It'll probably be it'll be 2 years this summer.
August, yeah. It does not feel.
Because
I was thinking about
that one does not feel that old.
Because it was literally just a couple months after summit we went into quarantine. Bizarre.
Yeah, like about 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Like PAX South was it. Like that was like the
cutoff.
last thing.
Like a month after PAX South, like the world just flipped on its
Which
head.
sucked too, because I was like, man, PAX South was sick, so PAX East is gonna be cool, and then we got Guardian like.
Oh, did you guys see that Bungie Con was trademarked?
Yeah, but like,
Well, I mean, I'm interested to see. They must have other stuff because they just opened up that like European Bungie studio or whatever. And they're hiring tons of new people. I don't know who's investing or whatever, but they got bankroll.
Mr. Anderson asks, I'm an English major, so I'm going to put a twist on Mr. Walsh's questions. What is the correct form of effect to use in the following sentence? This podcast has had an adverse effect on my grades. It would be effect, right? Because effect is like special effects. Like effect is like the verb of effect. Like you're affecting something. Effect is like special effects, right? Or am I wrong?
It's way more than special effects.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying though. But like that's how I like differentiate them. Like effect and effect. Like special effects, right? It's an A, right? Special
effects would be E.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm bad. Maybe then it's the opposite that I'm thinking. It's effects and not effects.
I'm pretty sure it's A effect.
I would think so too. I had it flip-flopped.
But let's see. The definition is... I can't remember for the life of me. Here's the short version of how to use effect versus effect. Affect is usually a verb, and it means to impact or change.
Yeah, see, like...
Effect is usually noun, and effect is the result of a change.
Okay, see, I was just flipping.
Did he say what it was?
No, but I would assume it is effect.
I feel like it is affect.
Yeah. Fire Rasengan asks, what is your favorite genre?
Excuse you?
Yeah, sure.
Fire Rasengan, bro?
Sorry. What is your favorite genre of video games that you play in your spare time?
Final Fantasy XIV, which is free
games.
through Heavensward. Final Fantasy
All right, that's
14.
the podcast, everybody.
You can play it through Heavensward. It's free. You can get through level 60. It has a lot of great jobs. You can play the jobs that are only in Heavensward, Dark Knight, and Machinist. They're great. If you happen to like it, I think Shadowbringers is like 50% off or some shit right now, and it has Gunbreaker and Dancer, which are really cool jobs. And maybe you'll buy Stormblood too, which has really cool samurai.
Can we get sponsored by Square Enix?
Which is the caster and a melee. So give those a shot. Feel free to use Blue's code so you can give me more gold chocobo feathers. Thanks.
I like to play chess too in my spare time.
After my Outriders review, Rob, I don't think we're gonna get sponsored by Square Enix.
But after that Final Fantasy
sponsor
review,
me.
Yeah,
Fuck these two.
Usually card games or MOBAs.
I like TFT when new sets come out.
Hey, can we still
Yeah,
talk
TFT.
about? Can we talk about how Fruit ruined my MOBA addiction with Paragon again? How dare you?
You should just play Smite, dude. Smite's sick.
No, Smite sucks.
No, Smite's awesome. I really enjoyed it.
You know what sucks? Blue?
Sucks.
Final Fantasy
What?
14.
That's not
true.
That's not true. We all know it's not true.
Bam! Sweat pits and all, bro.
Oh yeah, well at
Fuck.
least my favorite game you can still play.
Sweat pit and all.
I'm sorry, Fruit. I didn't mean that.
Come on, that's too far. I can take back that, but you can't take that back.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
All right, we're gonna rapid fire these. Jason Ace says you go to a fast food place to get your favorite thing. You wait 10 minutes in line, 30 for fruit. You get to the window and they ran out of your favorite thing. What do you get now?
Wait, where are we ordering?
I don't know. It says you go to your favorite food place to get your favorite thing.
And then they're out once I get up there?
Yeah.
That's kind of impossible for my favorite place to run out of what they. So my favorite place to always go is Taco Cabana. And if they ever ran out of chicken,
tacos?
I would be worried.
Yeah,
How do you
there's
run
we
out?
have no tacos.
How do you run out of chicken?
We're out today, Blue. Don't ask.
So yeah, chicken fajita tacos. Like, so you guys are meaning to tell me you're out of chicken and tortillas?
Yes, sir. But we can make you the chicken burrito. Just can't make you the chicken tacos that you really like.
I guess it's the same kind of problem. I don't do fast food much, so if I did, it's like Chick-fil-A. And I guess if they're out of chicken, what do you?
Yeah, like.
What do you?
And that's
what do
my
you
problem.
Get?
Is like I do fast food too much, and there's too many that to choose from, and I can't decide which is my favorite.
Well, I feel like you'd have the same problem too at Taco Bell because it's literally just all the same ingredients, just like.
Yeah, it's like I want a crunch wrap. It's like we can't make you the crunch wrap, but we can make you the taco. It's like,
but that's the same thing.
It's just a different delivery system into my mouth.
Well, that reminds me, you guys should watch this. Go on YouTube and just search Iron Chef turns fast food gourmet.
Mm-hmm.
So addicting to watch. There's only like 6 or 7 episodes, but long story short, pretty self-explanatory. This guy's dad is an Iron Chef in Canada. And he's like on TV shows, like kind of stuff. He's like he owns tons of restaurants, and so he brings him fast food. And most of the places he've like never even eaten at. Like he brought Taco Bell, and he'd never eaten there. He didn't even know. He's like, well, I'm assuming they're Mexican because
everybody's had Taco Bell at some point in their lives.
But then he takes the
Taco Bell, I guess
Bell,
you're a chef,
and he makes like fancy meals out of it and stuff. It's cool.
Does he try Taco Bell and he's like, this is amazing. Like I love this.
I think he. I'm trying to remember. He did like try some of it. I think he did like it, kind of. I don't remember.
Oh, there you go. I got the taste buds of a chef. All that jazz says, now sure if I missed this being talked about, but Blue, what are your thoughts on End Walker and the end of the main storyline? The fuck does that mean?
What do you think, Rob?
I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. Holy fuck. Fucking Sage looks sick as fuck. I'm literally going to become a healer main next expansion. I really hope that they reveal the next melee job really soon. Spoiler alert, I'm like 99.9999999% sure it's Necromancer with the Scythe, which is going to be like super fucking sick. I know people were like, no, there's no way they put Necromancer in the game. Yeah, no fuck way. You. Necromancer's going to be fucking sick.
That's what I was
I'm really excited to see how we approach the post Endwalker story with whatever happens with the, you guys, if you know, you know. I didn't really like Xenos as a character, but like I'm kind of excited to see where they go with him this expansion, and it's gonna be fucking sick, and I'm really excited, and I'm gonna put my point.
Papa Dadums asks, if all 3 of you and all your families teamed up against the Mandalorian, do you think you would beat him?
No.
I mean, my dad does have Beskar armor, so.
It's like we own no weapons.
I mean,
we have no training. Again, he is Beskar, and he could just shoot out his little, what are those?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. They had a little name for him, something bees or something like that. Whatever.
Whispering birds or some shit.
Yeah, something.
Oh, whistling
bee.
Whistling birds.
We're almost there. Fudge.
No, I think is the answer.
But yeah, like you just do that, and then we'd all die.
Mr. Walsh asks, what is 9 + 8 × 2 divided by 4 to the power of 2?
Wait, what?
PEMDAS here.
Wait, hold on. What is it?
PEMDAS. 9 + 8 × 2 divided by 4 to the power of 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Divided by, so 4 is to the power of 2?
Yes.
There's no like parentheses or anything?
No, sir. No parentheses.
So
I'm going to do it first in my head.
I think pretty sure it's 9.
Hold on. I'm gonna say 73 is my answer.
What's the answer?
10.
Oh wait, no, fudge! I knew it was 10. I did the right because it's 16 over 16, which creates 1. But I forgot for some reason. I thought it'd be 0. But yeah, 9 plus 1, it should be 10. Yeah.
Oh, I did multiplication before, or I did division before multiplication.
It's all the same, so you just go left to right when it's multiplication and division.
God, I hate math. See, but like that would have been a multiple choice question, right? Hopefully, if my teacher's cool. And I get 73, and then
then you look, and it's not even close.
Yeah, it's like 9, 10, 32, and then I'm just sitting there like, fuck.
Yeah, like that's just right. That's almost what I had. Yeah.
All right. Choose your fighter, says Mr. Judo Narwhal. This was the last question. The gas station cashier, your 10th grade math teacher, the pharmacist at your local place, or the crazy lady down the street.
What do I have to do to these people?
You choose your fighter. Like who do you think wins?
That guy at the pharmacy that gave my $400 medicine. I don't care how strong he is. My rage will defeat him.
No. Like he's your fighter. Like he would have been
not that guy. So what are the other options?
The gas station cashier. I guess the last gas station cashier you saw. Your 10th grade math teacher. Yo, Mr. Wade may get down, bro.
I don't remember who my sophomore math teacher was. I can't remember.
You don't remember your sophomore math teacher?
No.
Wow. Weird the shit I remember, I guess. And then the crazy lady down the street.
Okay, well, all I really want to go with is obviously the crazy lady down the street. If she can get that upset about little corgis, imagine.
Imagine what else you can use. I would probably pick Mr. Wade. Football coach, weird guy. Him. Well, you, Blue.
What was the question?
Choose your fighter. The gas station cashier, your 10th grade math teacher, the pharmacist at your local place, or the crazy lady down the street.
Crazy lady down the street. She broke into people's homes once.
So she's the thief. Right. That's a good class to
have. Speaking of classes, we need to get back to that one game. That game was fun. Rogue Heroes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, back in the old days when I had a working PC.
Well, that'll do it for the podcast today. Mr. Fruit, where can people find you on the internet? You guys can find him there. You guys can find me everywhere at Mr. Fruit and My Hero Academia. Blue, where can they find you?
Hey guys, you guys can find me everywhere at I'm For Sonic.
Also getting an Endeavor tattoo this weekend.
Oh, Pong. Yeah. Speaking of anime,
not sure where, but going somewhere.
They changed. I got to the part where they changed the intro outro for Jujutsu Kaisen. Just, bro, banger? That outro. No, the original outro was a banger. They should have just kept that the whole series, and then they. I'm upset.
Yeah,
about it.
I always feel like animes go through that kind of like it has "You Are My Friend" and the next season
You Are My Friend.
The same. Yeah.
But have you? I think I linked it. Have you not seen the Jujutsu Kaisen outro?
No, I have not yet. I want to watch the show because I've just heard it's really dope.
Okay, well I'm linking.
And I heard they box.
Oh Jesus, so loud. Okay, I'm putting in a subscriber chat. You have to watch it.
Okay, I will. Thanks for listening to the podcast, people.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate you.
You guys are cool.
Bye.
Well, you're all right. Love you. Thanks for listening or watching.